Okay. So we're copying an angle this time. So of course there has to be an angle to copy. So I'm going to draw an angle. There's a ray. There's another ray. By the way, I'm doing an angle that is acute. If you're feeling adventurous, try this with, say, an obtuse angle. See if the same thing works. Or even with a right angle. Or with a straight angle. This actually works for any angle. Okay. So here's my angle. Now, I'm gonna draw another ray somewhere just to be the starting point for my next angle. I'm gonna make it longer. Okay. And I'm gonna call this new A right here. Now I'm just gonna pick some length. It doesn't matter how long. And I'm going to make an arc on my first angle. Okay? So I picked a length. I'm going to make an arc on my first angle. Now I need to make an arc of the same length on my second angle. Like so. Okay? And I want to make sure that I go far enough that this arc is actually going to pass where the other side of the angle is. Okay? But I don't need to make the entire circle. Alright. So again, these two arcs have the same radius. Now I'm going to measure the width of the angle. Actually, for reference, let me call this point C. And this would be a new B over here. B prime. So I'm going to measure essentially the width of the angle. Now, here I'm probably, unless you accidentally made an equilateral triangle, I'm probably going to have to change the length of this compass setting. So I'm going to change it so that the length reaches across this angle, where the arc is. So from one side of the angle to the other. And now I'm going to keep that same length. I'm going to put the pointy end on B prime. And I'm going to draw that little tiny arc where it crosses the big arc. And what would this point be right here? Yeah, that's C prime, new C. And that is where the other side of my angle has to go. It has to go through that point. Oops. It has to go through that point right there. And that is why we use a straight edge. Okay. So therefore I can say that angle ABC is going to be congruent to angle A prime, B prime, C prime. Okay, so they're congruent. But if I was talking about their measurements, I wouldn't say their measurements are congruent. I would say their measurements are equal, because the measurements are numbers, not shapes. And the shapes are shapes, not numbers. Okay. So, no. And this is why you pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, so how would I write that angle, Tanner? Yeah, good call. C, A, B. C, A, B. Okay, and then same thing over here. C prime, A prime, B prime, C prime, A prime, B prime. Thanks. Okay.